What's up, everyone? It's a combo tutorial, and you'll see that I'm going to go ahead and put the combo up right here. And yeah, you'll notice that it's in a different environment with a different Balisong, and that's just because there was I was filming it, and then some guy came outside and started smoking. So I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I didn't want to be there filming in front of him. It's kind of embarrassing. So I just came and did it in my apartment with this Balisong here. Just be easier, figured. So let's get right into it. So the combo, you saw it, you saw the slow motion. The first part of it is behind the 8-ball, which I have a tutorial up on my channel for, and I'll link that in the description. Pretty simple trick, well, depending on your level, but if you're intermediate, you should probably know that trick before anything else. And so yeah, you just want to kind of get to where you're pretty smooth at doing that. I've always said that if you, once you do behind the 8-ball enough, all these other side tricks, like that little aerial, and then the one that's kind of like that, they get easier just because you start to look for things that you can do during the tricks. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're doing behind the 8-ball and you get really, really good at it, it's not really a problem of oh man, how do I hit that? It's okay, I do the trick and then I try to hit that. The transition's the only part you have to get down. So get really good at behind the 8-ball. That's the first step in the combo. And then the next part is this little aerial catch. And I have videos on that. I'm also going to link that one down below. But it's basically a few of the tips just here. You might be able to get it just off of these cues. So when you do it and you catch it right here, and you should do that wrist pass to finish it off, you still do the wrist pass motion, but when you come back up, you don't just let it fall into your hand. You kind of open your hand up. So you open your hand up, and if you flick it, it's gonna spin too fast. So you kind of want to just kind of let the momentum carry through on its own and just toss it up and just let go and let it kind of slowly rotate. And then you just go out with your hand kind of in the position like this. You want to, so when you throw it, it's up, and then you want to kind of come under and grab that handle. And now that you've kind of seen what my hand does, watch my hand while I actually do the trick. See that? And when you grab that right there, that's going to be the, sorry, I'm getting carried away with flipping. But that's going to be the way that you catch it. And it's just kind of it's kind of an easy catch. Once you get the toss down, the catch is actually super easy compared to other aerial catches. You can just routinely do it over and over again. And it's also, too, one of those ones that's pretty low risk because you won't have to, worry that much, because I've never cut myself trying to do that trick before. It's almost impossible to grab the wrong handle. Now, if you overreach by a lot, you might grab the blade. But the good thing is, that's probably not going to happen, just because as you're doing it, you can kind of watch, look, there it is. You know what I'm saying? There's the handle. You can watch and grab the handle that you need to grab. So that's the second part, is that aerial catch. And this next part is where when you catch it, it's naturally going to want to come down, right? And so you could probably just finish off the trick see that, how you can catch it like that? But what you're going to do is you're going to want to catch it and let it fall. See how it falls and it wants to come back up already? When it falls, it's still going to have the momentum. It wants to come back up. Let it come back up. Put your finger here and rotate it one more time. So what that'll kind of look like is you're going to catch it in this position, and you want to get to there. And it's basically two little mini circles that you're going to catch. So you catch it here, let it fall, rotate, and you put your finger here like you're going to start another behind the 8-ball. And it's kind of you know how your open is 2 rotations, circles in that direction? This one's kind of going to be 2 rotations in this way. So if you know how to do the open, it's kind of reverse of that. So it's kind of 1 circle, 2 circle, and you put your finger there. And I usually do in between the first and second circles when I put my finger in. So let's say I catch it here, one finger comes out, and then there it is. See what I'm saying? So that part is kind of like one of the harder parts, but the slow-mo is going to be the best way for you to get that down. But just kind of practice that. And the drill you can do at the start, especially because this is really the only hard part of it, really, that and then the aerial, is just doing this drill. See what I'm saying? Just over and over again. Aerial, catch, do that roll. But anyways, once you get that down, that's all just so that you can get to the position where you're gonna do there, right there. You're gonna roll it around this thumb and catch it right here in between and do a whip roll. So it kind of, this is what it would look like in super slow motion, and just coming around, and like when you get to that point, right? We just talked about getting that point. When you get to that point, roll it around the finger and come up. So notice how my wrist is rotating. You can actually practice that move without doing all the extra, but just kind of like open, point your finger out, roll it around and come over the top. It's kind of hard to see because you can't really do it like that slow, but like it kind of looked like that. See that? Like that. So it's called a whip roll. Essentially it rolls around this finger and comes up over the top, and then you roll onto the bite handle. So that'll look like that, right? Obviously don't let it cut you. And then from this point, you just want to do a shortstop. So, and I have a video on the shortstop that explains it pretty well, and I'll link that one too. So kind of to overdo it, kind of go over everything really quick. Whoa. You're first and foremost, you have your behind the 8-ball, right? Then you have your aerial, your catch, this little 1-2 rotation, finger there, whip roll, down to the bite handle, finish with the shortstop. Whoa. So all in all, should look like that. So that's the tutorial. Sorry if it's not really the best explained. When I first got this recommendation to do a tutorial, I wanted to do like a combo tutorial. I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. How come I don't record more combo tutorials? And then I kind of just remembered that like, it's hard to record combo tutorials because when you do a trick tutorial, you know you're going to go super in depth on the trick. When you do a combo tutorial, it's harder because you can't go into depth on every single trick. It's mostly talking about transitions, and the people kind of have to already know the tricks. But you don't want to like do a video where you just say, here's a bunch of links. Look at all these links, and then that's in between, you know? So it's hard. You have to kind of explain some of the tricks and then kind of not explain some of the tricks. So it's like a weird in between, but I would assume that if you're an intermediate person, probably you know a lot of these already. So I wouldn't fret about it. But just for the sake of if you didn't know, and you don't want to go to look at those other videos, the behind the 8-ball, you open it up, you roll it around this pointer finger, one, you catch it with the thumb, almost like that whip roll. But then instead of coming up and back down, you're just going to stay on the same plane and go around the thumb. You catch it in this position and you roll it around again. And then there's that, when you do that, you do the aerial, this little one, catch it, do that double rotation around that finger, whip roll down. Shortstop is pretty simple. You flick it up around this thumb, these two fingers catch it, this finger kind of like pushes it, and then you push it into your hand and you finish it off that way. The shortstop video I would recommend you watch. A lot of the time you can do it a lot based off momentum. See that, how it kind of ricochets in my hand? See it again? So that might be something worth watching if you're not really good at the shortstop. But yeah, guys, that's the tutorial. If you still have questions or if you still have trouble pulling off the combo, let me know. I'll record a separate video and then I'll probably link it in the description of this one. So, whoa, that was scary. Whew, my heart's beating. But yeah, so that's it. If you guys have any questions, like I said, leave it down below. I'll record a video. Other than that, that's all I really have for you. So after I land the scissor, it's going to be a rock on for y'all. Whatever. Rock on.